Hello, good evening. This is series 2, thick and fast. 2 days late. Oh, we're getting back into the routine and the swing of things, ladies. But I'm here tonight to talk about action, what it takes to be a mumpreneur, an entrepreneur, a business owner, whatever it is you want to call it. And basically take you down memory lane and give you kind of an insight of, how it all began for me. And to also inspire you that actually, you don't really need to know what you're doing necessarily. It's just about having the confidence really to get started. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Kate Louise Hamer. I am Wall of Influence. I'll keep calling it Black Status, but it's global executive now of basically a global brand. So yeah, I've been doing it 10 years now. I am a decade in, and I'm still as excited as I was when I was sat on the floor with my friend's laptop with my mum's credit card signing up to my business. I had no idea what the business was going to do. All I knew is that I wanted a different lifestyle for me and my family. I wanted to be able to stay at home and bring my children up, never missing a moment, making sure that I saw the milestones, that I wasn't just constantly at work, and that I was actually, living more than just paycheck to paycheck, enjoying the fruits of my hard work. And I'd say for the past 10 years, I've achieved that, and so much more than I ever thought that I'd be able to do. And I believe that I'm just getting started. So we have got a slow connection in the house at the moment. I'm not too sure why that is. So if it does disconnect at any point, please let me know that there's a connection issue. And I will make sure that I deliver this again at a later date. So this is actually series 2. If you missed last week, Friday, at 9 o'clock, we did the first one on vision. And we talked about the importance of setting a greater vision for yourself. And also we touched on the 3-2-1 marketing formula. So for those of you that didn't watch that, I would definitely take a look at that, because that will open your eyes to how to build a social media based business. So the whole point of these series is to basically give you a look into what it takes to be successful at network marketing, affiliate marketing, marketing in general, or entrepreneurship. Like, that is basically the boxes that my business ticks, all of those. But honestly, hand on heart, ladies, you do not need confidence to start this business, okay? You just need a will to do the work. And what I mean by that is work ethic. You're willing to put the time and effort into growing something from the ground up. Because when you come into an industry like this, it's ground floor. You have to build it up. You've got to learn, you've got to grow, you've got to develop, you've got to plan, do, review, you've got to get yourself out there socially, build your confidence, and then it grows naturally, okay? So the action that you are willing to take will determine the results, will determine the success. And here's my golden secret. My golden secret to high-level success is the energy that you bring it. So I had no skill set. I knew nothing about the industry, but I brought pure excitement. And I was the hardest worker in any room. And I can hand on heart say that. I'd wake up in the morning and I'd be building the business. When Leo was asleep, I was sending out messages, inviting people to take a look at my business, to have a look at the products, to join me on this movement. And every sort of waking second, I was so passionate in delivering the message that I just took massive action, showing up for it every single day. So action breeds results, and your results come from the energy that you give it. In a ballpark figure, ladies, those of you that show up with high energy will attract the success within social media. That's just how it works. So I want to take you down like sort of memory lane and kind of open up and let you in to how it all started for me. And I'm hoping by the end of this, like, at least one of you is inspired to get started. Might not be with me, you know, but I might unlock something where you think, actually, do you know what? I could give this a go. And that's what I'm hoping for you. So when I started my business 10 years ago, ladies, I was riddled with anxiety. I was living in government funded accommodation, which there's no problem with that. We've damped up the walls. I was just about to give birth to my first child, Leo. I was what I would say in a vulnerable position. I had to take my car off the road. I had debt collectors knocking on my door for money that I couldn't afford. And I was petrified of, you know, opening letters. You know, letters would hit the floor and I'd be like, oh no, it's another bill. Where the frig am I going to get this money from? And that was my life just 10 years ago before I started my business. But I'll be honest, ladies, I stayed awake most nights, like banging my head against a brick wall, praying and crying for a solution. Like, I used to think about it all the time. How am I going to get myself out of this solution? So, you know, I don't want sympathy, and I didn't want sympathy from anybody. I didn't want handouts from family members. You know, I wasn't looking for any of that, but I was literally praying every night for a way out of where my life was heading. But let me fast forward just before like rock bottom for me, because before rock bottom, I had a good job. I was working in retail. So 7 years prior to the downfall, you know, the debt and all the rest of it, got myself in a really low position in life. Just before it, ladies, I was working for 7 years. Retail management position. Working in retail stores, setting retail stores up, training. I was basically like an assistant manager, but I did it all over the UK. You know, I had a good job, you know, I was loyal, all the rest of it. Cut a long story short, the traditional world failed me. And I'll always remember it. So I was in sales, ladies, and sales is a very dog-eat-dog world, you know, especially in like in the traditional world, in the corporate world. And, you know, I kept it from them that actually I was pregnant. This is how it all, you know, this is how it all happened. So, but obviously you can't, you know, not say anything for forever because you start to show, don't you? You know, and it got to that point where I had to, you know, let them know, look, it's coming to crunch time. I'm actually pregnant. You know, this is when I'm due, all of that. And then from the next day, ladies, every single shift, that company made it really difficult for me. And the more pregnant that I got, and everybody that's done second trimester, third trimester, you'll know what it's like. You know, I struggled standing on my feet, was tired, was hungry all the time. Was forgetful, like jittery all the time. And, you know, I was getting shouted at a lot and I wasn't meeting my sales targets and I was forgetting things, and they just made my life, for those 12 hours a day, hell. And I just remember having my enough is enough moment. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I walked in with my notice. I slammed it down on the side and I basically just walked out. I was done. I was done. So the corporate world failed me when I needed them the most. And that was a big, do you know what? That's probably one of my biggest motivators in the business, that when I found this, it was fuel for the fire to go, do you know what? I'm going to prove you lot wrong. You know, they used to call me the diamond in the rough. You know, I could see you, you know, walking around with your little suitcase, traveling the world. This is what the owner of the company used to say to me. And I'll always remember it. So in a way, you know, manifested that over time. And I just remember going home, scracking my eyes out, thinking, what have I done? Like, in a moment of anger, I've basically given my notice into my career, give him the big double finger, and walked out with nothing. No money, about to go on maternity, like, what were I doing? Like, to my family, I was mad, but I was like, do you know what? I'm having nobody disrespecting me in a workplace. You know, really, they should have been letting me sit down, let me take extra breaks, which, let me tell you, ladies, I went for a very grueling procedure after that. I took them to a tribunal and I won my case. But from 8 months pregnant until, you know, I think Leo was about 6 months old, you know, them 7, 8 months was horrific. The stress, the anxiety, all of that of going through a court case for unfair dismissal, which is what they put it down to. They pushed me out of my position and left me with no other way than to go in and hand my notice in because they were making my life a living hell. So, but you know what? That was a massive lesson in disguise, because in actual fact now, you know, I count my lucky stars that they did what they did, because I was that loyal and that committed to that company that I would have had the blinkers on. I would have had my eyes shut to the opportunities that were around me. So when this business opportunity landed on my feet, I wouldn't have probably took it, because I would have thought, I don't have the time, or I can't do it because I'm doing this. And I probably wouldn't have even looked twice at it. And that's frightening, because what I do now, you know, I earn more in a month than what I earned in a year working a busy retail management position. And I was, you know, tight dresses, heels every day, working 12-hour shifts up and down the motorway, launching new stores, dealing with difficult customers. And I was hardly at home, you know, fighting for 20 days holiday a year, probably scrimping and scraping to be able to pay for one. Frightening. And there's so many women in that same situation. And you know, I have to share this more often because, you know, I was let down by the corporate world, but, you know, flip side of it, if we think positively, they did me a favour. You know, and I've had a conversation with the owner and the managers. Now I'm successful, and said, let's forgive and forget. And, you know, you did me a disservice back then, but in actual fact, role reverse, if you hadn't have done what you did, I would have never have found what I'm doing. And that's a frightening concept. So what I'm trying to say to you is, ladies, keep your eyes open, even if you are doing something now. Like, if you can find something that you are passionate about, I don't like hearing the saying, because I think it's a bit cliche. If you find something you're passionate about, you never have to work another day in your life again, because that's not quite right. Because let's be honest, business owners, busy women, entrepreneurs work probably harder than going clocking in and clocking off of a shift, right? You know, because they're thinking about, how can I excel this? They're thinking of future. They're always thinking about the numbers. They're always, you know, they're always in work. You know, you never switch off from it. You know, you don't have a clocking in and a clocking out. It's overdrive. You know, some of my best ideas come when I'm waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, like, oh my God, that was a great idea, boom, and I'll write it down. Like, you never switch off when it's your own business, because it's passionate. It just slots into your life. It becomes a part of your life that it doesn't feel like work. Yeah. So that's a better thing. It's not, you never have to work another day in your life again, because you do. You know, business doesn't just fall in your lap and generate. You've got to be in it, you know, building it every single day. And that's what I've been doing. But it doesn't feel like work, because it's my passion. You know, I feel like I'm doing something good in the world, and I'm creating a legacy for my children. So it's so much more than just, you know, selling online. There's a lot more to what it is that I do, you know, personal growth in women and women empowerment and motivating, inspiring. Like, there's so many elements of the business that you guys don't even know the half of, but I'm hoping by the end of this series, it's going to kind of open your eyes to the potential of it and what's actually involved and what you get being a part of it. So let's go back a little bit. So yeah, so then, you know, I went home, crying myself to sleep, negative months ahead. But, you know, there was a little part of me, like, inside going, you can do this, you know, let's just sort it out. Let's just get cracking. Anyway, cut a long story short, I had to give up my gorgeous apartment, which I'd just done the nursery up for Leo. Oh, God, it's still... Ooh, that was the hardest part. Like, I spent a fortune on getting all this nursery and everything together, and then the job situation. So I had to give up that. I had to go to the government and get a house from them. And it just went downhill from there. So, you know, I went behind in my bills. I had, you know, eventually had the debt collectors knocking on the door for money that I didn't have. I had to take my car off the road. I was walking everywhere. The plus side to that is that I lost a load of weight at that time. I was walking to and back from town and everything. Bloody hell. I don't remember walking as much. Well, apart from when I was like 14, 15 and I was walking to my mates. But other than that, you know, it was difficult, you know, and it wasn't the sort of life or lifestyle that I wanted for me and my son. You know, I wanted more than that. But that's just how it was, you know. It was a 1-bedroomed house that we was living in. It was in an area where they put people that are just coming out of jail or people that are recovering addicts. It wasn't the best for us, and it's not what I wanted for us. So the house was, you know, you'd walk in, it was straight into the living room. Then you had like a kitchen, small kitchen, you know, not much of a garden. And then you go upstairs, you've got your bedroom, you've got your toilet. Like, that's the layout that it was. So in the bedroom, I remember it now, you'd walk in, I had my double bed, and then I had his cot at the side of my bed. And that's just the layout that we had. So I was so embarrassed that I pushed everybody away, you know, and then I started going down a real, like, negative spiral, you know, just struggling to communicate. I isolated myself, which then put me in like a you know, depression, and then I started getting a little bit of anxiety. You know, I wouldn't let anybody come and see me, so I isolated myself from friends and family. And it was really hard. It was a dark time. And then, you know, just one day I was like, enough's enough now. You know, you've scarred yourself over these past few months. Like, you need to sort yourself out. Like, you know, I was a new mum, and I knew that if I didn't do anything, nothing was going to change. So I started to look online, seeing what was about. And I came across what I do now. You know, it was an American lady. She'd posted on social media about this brand, was looking for brand ambassadors in the UK to launch this new revolutionary product. And, you know, I jumped in with both feet, ladies. Like, there wasn't even a moment of me even thinking, do I need to? You know, it was, this is it. Like, don't even need to see the product. Like, just tell me what it is that I need to do. And I remember having a call with her, and, you know, we had Skype at that time. We had a bit of a conversation, and then she introduced me to some of the top leaders in the other markets, and I ran. Ladies, I ran. It was like boots on the ground, shoelaces fastened, go, go, go. I didn't know how or why or what or when. I didn't know any of that. I was just like, set up the group. Let's speak to everybody and everybody about this revolutionary brand that's coming into the UK, and let's get on board. I literally had a ready-made business within 7 months. So I wasn't getting paid. Some people call that crazy, but I called it an opportunity where I could invest in basically building a community of women that wanted more as well. And that's what I went out and did. And then within 7 months, I had 2,000 women. 2,000 women in this group community. And we were all talking about this product. We was training on the brand, training on the pay plan. We was building miniature teams within the teams, and we was just invested in each other. It was pretty special. I've never seen a business do or duplicate what we did. Never. And it was pretty unbelievable. So remember what I said? I had no money. I was on the bare bones. I was living off government. When I signed up, ladies, I was sat on the floor at my friend's house at Emma Thornton, because I used to stay at hers a lot. I was that embarrassed about where I was living, and I was on my own a lot. We actually made friends through the business. So before that, I weren't speaking to anyone. And then I spoke to Emma on social media, and she decided she was going to join, and as well as all of these other 2,000 women. But Emma, we just had this connection, and I spent a lot of time with her. We were kind of business partners in a way. There was me, Emma and Claire. Claire's still with me, Emma's not, but me and Emma are still friends. And, you know, I used to stay at her house. I used to sleep on the couch. Me and Leo would be there, and, you know, she'd cook me tea, and, you know, we'd be building this business and all this excitement, and it was just amazing. And then we heard the news, you know, we're launching October 1st, sorry. And I was so excited. I was so scared and nervous because I didn't know what was going to happen. Are these people even going to sign up? Like, what's the crack? I don't know, but let's just go. Like, we've come this far, let's just go. So I'll always remember, like, launch day. So I was sat on the floor with Emma's laptop, my mum's credit card, because I didn't have the money to sign up. And I was just saying to my mum, like, next month I'll pay you back. And she's like, right, yeah, it's fine. You know, it's totally fine. She didn't really understand what it was that I was doing, but she's like, well, you seem excited, and this is the most excited I've ever seen you been in, like, your lifetime. So crack on. You know, it was £69. It wasn't going to break a bank. And I signed up. And I sent the link to all my girls, and then all my girls sent their links to their girls, and it just duplicated, right? On day one, I think we had 250 members. By the end of the month, we had doubled that. There was like 500 and odd. By the third month, we had over 2,000 women, and it's duplicated. We're now 10 years on, and I have just shy of 150,000 women within my organisation globally. So that's 150,000 women have clicked yes, joined, paid £69, and are a part of this business, either for community, to make money, a career, create legacy, build the brand, lots of different reasons. And my first paycheck, ladies, I can't tell you the ballpark figure because we're covered by the Direct Selling Association, okay, which means we can't give false income claims. We're not really allowed to tell you income claims at all because it's just yucky. You know, you don't see nurses posting the paychecks online, do you, or doctors? So we don't do that either. It's not the right way. But I earned more in that first month than what I earned in my whole year prior, working a busy retail management position, working 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week. And that, ladies, was the start of a complete 360 whirlwind of a journey that has absolutely just been the most amazing experience, if anything else. Like, I feel so grateful that I locked arms with it and I had some form of belief in myself. Like, I didn't have the confidence, I had anxiety and I was depressed, but I had something inside of me that said, you deserve this, give it a go. What's the worst thing that can happen? And every month since that launch month, I have hit top rank and achieved paycheck after paycheck after paycheck. Now, what really just excites me about the industry as a whole is that in that time, you know, life has thrown me massive curveballs, ladies, where I came out of a 10-year relationship with Leo's dad. And we had a major breakup. It was difficult. Then we had some issues with Leo. I needed to take some time off for that. You know, and then the most recent is Maddox. You know, with Maddox and his health conditions, and, you know, when Maddox was born, he was in hospital for the first 3 months of his life. And I always think to myself, if I was still working that busy retail management position, do you think that they would have been there for me when my son was in hospital, on life support machine, on breathing apparatus, being prodded and poked? Would they allowed me to be at his hospital bedside and still provide me with an income that was going to not only pay for my lifestyle, but my house, put food on the table for my children, but still provide me with a paycheck that pays me more in a month than it did in a year? Definitely not. There's no industry, there's no career for me as somebody who is, you know, I mean, I got my GCSEs, but I dropped out of college and I didn't take the career path, you know, of going to uni or anything like that. That just wasn't for me. So for somebody like me, no, there's not a chance that I'd be able to earn what I earn here doing what I do anywhere else. And that's fact. You know, the paychecks are phenomenal. You know, it's like winning the lottery every month. And, you know, I'm really, really grateful that there's opportunities like that out here, because you don't need skill. You learn the skill as you grow in the paycheck. You learn the skill with the action that you're willing to take. You know, it's not all on who's the brightest button in the box in this industry. It's who's actually a little bit unique, a little bit relatable, a little bit dynamic, who's willing to, you know, invest in themselves with personal development, who's willing to talk to everybody in the room, who's that beacon of light. That's what's attractive in this industry. So it's not the one that's got the degree or got the, you know, the GCSE. It's the one that has the story to tell and is willing to tell it at all costs. And that's exactly what I went out and did, ladies. So I got out my own way and I started to talk about what the business had done for me, and it catapulted, and it continues to catapult. The longer that I'm here, you know, the longer I'm here, the more knowledgeable I am. The longer I'm here, the more people know me, like me and trust me. And ultimately that's what it all boils down to, especially on social media. If you can build that know, like and trust factor with your audience, you're going to win. All right. So your story, ladies, is your story. It's your journey. And if you're not happy with the way that it's being written at the moment, you know, you're not happy with your current situation, whether it be your career, whether it be your finances, whether it be relationships, friendships, community, change it. You know, you have the pen to rewrite the next part of your story. You know, you hold the pen. You can write whatever you want, but you've got to have your eyes open to the opportunities that are around you to change your situation. Get you from where you are right now to where you want to be, from A to B. You know, there are vehicles that can help you get out of the situations that you're in, but you've got to be open to them. I was open to it. I was an open book, and it found me. And I'm forever grateful for that. So, ladies, I Motivate is my new series, and the series is basically motivation for aspiring mompreneurs or women who are interested in learning how I do what I do. So I do have a group community which is called I Motivate. Well, KLH Motivate it's called, but it's I Motivate. And the group is available for you. It's a free community where there's going to be extra mentorship tips, daily like sort of memos and things that have helped me. So if you are part of my business, Brand Ambassadors, you're welcome. Anybody that's maybe interested in just learning a little bit more about how, and maybe if you're just a nosy mama that wants to just come in and just kind of sit and watch for a while, then that's fine, because it's personal development. You know, you're learning from somebody that's already paved the path of success. You know, I've already stepped into it. So it might be worth the watch, you know, long term. You might not be ready to start your own business. You might not be ready to do what I do, but it's just going to armor you with everything that you need when you do decide, if you ever do decide. All right. But let's face it, ladies, if you have spare time, you know, if you're watching telly or you're reading the news or, you know, whatever it is that you do with a night, or, you know, maybe you could set your alarm a little bit earlier. If you can show me 60 minutes of your day where you've got free time, I can show you how you can generate an income from them 60 minutes, because that's what I do. But I do that multiple times in the day, and that's why I earn what I earn. All right. So, you know, you can't just give me 60 minutes and expect to be a millionaire. That's not how it works. But I can show you how to do 60 minutes and then generate it faster. All right. Which is going to increase your paycheck as you go on. So I hope this has been useful. And if you would like access to my I Motivate free mentorship program group, drop me a lover in the comments and I'll send you the link and you can have full access to that. These series will be on Fridays, 9 p.m. So every Friday at 9 p.m. is when I'll be doing this. This one was a little bit later because I've not been at home. So I wanted to be home and settled, and then I could come and bring you series 2. Now, series 3 next week, Friday, you want to set your alarm for that one, because I've got a very special guest who's going to be making an appearance. That special guest is coming from America. She's going to be at my event on Saturday. So it's only right that I have a chair here and we can talk about the launch of the brand, because this lady helped me launch into the UK, and talk about the future of social media, affiliate marketing, network marketing, and why every woman should have a side hustle. That is what you're going to experience next week. And trust me, this lady is going to bring some serious fire. I know that she's so excited to be in the UK. And yeah, you're just going to be absolutely blown away by her. So everything that I've achieved, times it by 8 with her. So you can imagine the lifestyle that this woman leads. It's pretty phenomenal, and she is a massive inspiration to me. You know, I've learned from the very best, and definitely the best is yet to come. We're going to be planning some awesome stuff together for the future. And yeah, you're going to have a little snippet of her on Friday next week. So set your alarms for 9 p.m. and we'll be in here sharpish. Okie dokes. So I am going to love you and leave you. It's 2121. Go Google what 2121 means. I hope that it's going to manifest something great for us all. I will post it in the comments. Remember, drop the love out if you would like access to my community group. And other than that, if this has inspired you or you would like more information, it's built that little bit of curiosity about what I do, maybe you want to take a look at it, just say me in the comments. If you're catching this on replay, let me know by hashtagging replay so I can give you a little message and we can have a little chat at a later date. So don't forget, if you would like to learn more, just say me in the comments. And if you would like access to my community, I Motivate, drop me a love heart. So it's over and out from me. I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to get an early night because I have got a massive day tomorrow as I'm finalising everything for MMC. And I'll see you all later. Mwah! Have an amazing night. See you soon.